Hi everyone, it's Shelly. Yeah, we're in the latter half of, I don't know, I want to say week 2, but because we started on a Wednesday, everything's thrown off. But you are doing the work for due date number 2 this week. How's that sound? If you haven't already noticed, I graded the work that was due last Saturday. And so this announcement is going to reflect on some of that and then get you looking forward. So a couple of you did not finish the work because you're like, I don't have the book yet. Please note at the top of due date number 1, there's blue links here. These are linking to the text you had to read, including chapters that had activities. And you have the same here for due date number 2, except the chapter 11 stuff. The chapter 11 stuff has double copyright issues, if you will. So if you don't yet have the book, you'll just make up chapter 11 stuff as soon as you get it. But for these 2 weeks, you've got these links take you out to PDFs of the text. Ta-da! PDF text. You can read it once it loads. There we go. Yay. Okay. So, need to do the work. Okay. Now, you'll notice in the grade book that you may have gotten 0. So here's the interesting thing. There's things in the grade book, and you have points, and you're with homework, regular homework stuff, pretty much you can get full points. And if you get full points, it's because you what I call sincerely engaged it. And that just means that you did everything I asked of you, and you try to sincerely engage the prompt. So if I asked you for 3 widgets, I want 3 widgets. And I'm going to talk about the learning reflections in a second about the 3 widgets. But yeah, so as long as you sincerely do it, you should earn the points. If you don't, I will either leave a comment in your discussion board or in the gradebook itself saying, hey, I need you to redo this for full credit. Now, if you did not get full points, or if you get a 0, that's fine. You can go revise and resubmit that. Just know that I won't automatically, once there's a 0 there or there's points assigned to it, including 0, I won't automatically go back and grade it. If you want me to go look at that because you've revised it or you finally have submitted it, you need to email me and say, hey, Shelly, I revised or I finished due date number 1, homework number 5, whatever, something like that. So it triggers me to go regrade these things. Okay, so this is typical. The homework that a lot of people didn't quite finish the way I want, and this is very normal, is the learning reflections. So notice that the word learning reflection here actually has a link to it. There is a separate assignment prompt for that, and you need to go read this because the learning reflections not only ask you to comment on 4 people, so you have to go digging around in their discussion board work areas and comment on their work, and sometimes, like last week, I gave you very specific things to comment on. Other weeks you don't. But you also have to post a learning reflections entry, I'm going to highlight the second bullet here, in your coursework space, and you have to talk about the reading and the work you've done for the due date in terms of the course goals. They're posted here again. So you have to basically say like, hey, this week I worked on rhetorical awareness because I read about rhetorical situation and I looked on how my classmates talked about rhetorical situation. Whatever it is, you need to talk about it in that. And please note, make sure you also link to the discussion topic as well. So not only say, I replied to these people, but I want you to link to them. So let's quickly go to the discussion board area. I'm in the questions, concerns, and comments. And so you can see where you have to grab the links. So in the overall, what they call this is a forum, the questions, concerns, and comments. If you look up here, top in the URL, it ends in 855. Now, actually, I think this is a topic, whatever. Now when we go into threads, I'm going to click on this thread. Notice the last 3 digits are 162. That is a different URL. You can get URLs for threads. So there may be, a bunch of replies, but still, that's where you want to grab the URL. And let's see if we go back out here and we click on this second thread, picture size. Notice the last 3 digits are 253. It's a different URL. Those are what you need to do or what you need to use when you make links. And then when you actually make the link, what you'll do is you'll highlight the word you're linking and click this little chain, and you'll use the URL option, and then you'll paste it in there. So that is how you make those links. please make them active links. Don't just drop in the URLs, because then I have to copy and paste. Again, I figure this usually takes 1 or 2 weeks to get the hang of, but after about 3 weeks, everyone should be going pretty well with the learning reflections. So cancel. Okay. Oh, assignment-specific discussion boards. So this week, well, let's actually quickly go back to the discussion boards. So last week, you realized that most of the work was due in your specific discussion board, and so you did your work there. Now, if you close this, you'll notice that we have a Module 1 discussions. Ooh, come on. Open it up. There we go. Associated with a bunch of the texts. And that should look familiar if I get to due date 2. There we go. Let's take me back. Oh no. Floundering around here. Okay. Due date 2 this week. Okay, so what I'm talking about. On homework number 5 here, so due date 2, homework 5, you need to select 2 of the 4 texts, so it's not saying you have to read them all, and then answer the questions. But this is not work. Notice it says post an appropriate topic. So I've given you these links here. These go to the specific topics depending on the text. Or again, if you're in the discussion area, notice they're here under Module 1. And then you'll notice there's some stuff, due date 2, 3, that are discussion board specific. So pointing that out, not everything goes into your individual, and I've tried to make that evident and also include the links within the homework. I think, oh, finally, Launchpad is ready for you all, finally. So if we go to Course Home, I just posted an announcement that says it's open, that I included a picture, so it should look something like that when you get there. But there's the URL to our specific Launchpad. You can finally get there. There's also some links to questions that you may have about doing it, getting logged in. Where's one more? Oh yeah, so notice your registration options are explained here. Here is a link. So I just want to draw that attention that here's a link if you're still fuddling with that. Basically, to the best of my knowledge, the way that you will get this is you will either have bought the book from the bookstore and it came packaged with a code, and you'll have the code. Bam, you're done. You got a used copy of the book. Can I just say I'm floored there's still used copies of the book, but you got a used copy of the book, and that you might have to purchase access. If you look the image, that's an option. And one of your classmates went and looked, I think it's $10. Or then I need to pay later. I guess you have a 21-day free access. So those are your options. But if you don't pay and then we have work due after that 21 days, you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to earn those points. If you have any other questions at this point, put them in the discussion board area on questions, and I appreciate that everyone's been doing that. Otherwise, go, work on due date number 2.